Any injuries, Marcus?
We'll have a couple, to be honest, but we won't disclose who they are. But yeah, we'll have a couple who won't be available for Saturday.
Gav's back in training today. Does he come into contention or not?
Yes. So he's back now. So he's done the protocol, and it's been a gradual build-up. So all being well, he gets through tomorrow, and he'll be available to be back in the squad.
How's he looking today?
Same as ever.
You getting some sense out of him now?
No. So the bang to the head hasn't helped. So it's still the same old Gavin. No, which is good because we've missed him around the place, his character and what he brings. So he's a voice you always hear, and there's always laughter around him. So I enjoy that type of character.
Last week's result, did it seem like a defeat to you?
Yeah, it did. Reflecting this week, it actually did. And we've drawn a game and we've added another point to our points tally, but it felt like a defeat. But it's good. It shows we're going in the right direction. That we're disappointed with that. So we'll keep going. We've got a big end of the season now coming up, and obviously starting on Saturday. So really looking forward now to getting some momentum to the end of the season to carry on into the new season.
How are you going to keep that momentum going then?
Demand and push them, and like I said, we've introduced things in training what we want to incorporate moving forward, so we've been able to do that as well. So I'm pleased in the direction we're going. I'm looking forward to finishing the season on a real high and taking that into next season. My bad. But yeah, no,
what did you make of them?
Very good footballing team. Really the focus more than ever now is going to be more on us, and it's going to be about what we do. And there's a lot to play for, certainly. So although I'm saying yes, the playoffs now seem a far distance now. The good old saying, anything's possible. So we've just got to keep making sure we can keep using that phrase. And so certainly until it's mathematically out of the equation, we'll certainly harbour on those beliefs and hang on to that anything's possible mentality. So we'll be going into Accrington desperate for the 3 points.
And they're on a good run, aren't they?
Good run, bad run, indifferent run. I keep telling you each week now, it doesn't matter. It's what we do on the day, which is going to be the number one priority. And if we're right, we'll be okay.
Can you sneak into those playoffs, do you think?
With the realism, as a manager, you've got to manage not with emotion. You probably say it will take miracle's probably a little bit far-fetched. 3 wins on a bounce and the whole landscape can change, but it's something we haven't done this season. So like I said, is it possible? Of course it is. So while it's possible, like I said, we'll be we'll be working very, very hard towards that.
How does Stanley play?
Stanley.
Accrington. Really?
Exactly. No, I shouldn't be saying this, should I? No, it's going to be a challenge, and like I said, it'd be a good we're going away from home. But no, I'm just looking forward. To Saturday, putting a team out there to go and win a game of football. That's what we thrive for. That's what we live for. Those 3 points on a Saturday afternoon. It makes everybody's weekend better. The week after that, so much more enjoyable. So I want to get that feeling this weekend.
So what have the players got to play for then?
For me, we need to set a benchmark ready for next season, and I want to set that benchmark as high as possible. Because next season is going to be even more tougher than this one. It's going to present different challenges, and we're working hard behind the scenes to put an infrastructure in to make sure we come back better in all areas, on the pitch and off the pitch. So really looking forward to the project, and we've got loads to play for. There's 8 games, 24 points. an opportunity to implement some things in readiness for next season. So no, you know, we've come in with a new vigour. Obviously the disappointment, but ultimately now it's a challenge to go again.
Looking back, obviously the last away performance, a nice 3-0 victory against Leyton Orient. How close was that to getting back to your best on the road?
I thought we were disappointing first half, not where we should have been against Leyton Orient. We adjusted second half and we were better second half, which enabled us to end up comfortable winners. So listen, there's a way we want to play, but ultimately of course we want to get that consistency in terms of how we want to play, because ultimately we think that will give us the best opportunity to get results. But we've got to find the answers how to get results, and there's different ways of getting results. I mean, you watched England play last night, you know, and I think we'd all agree it was a breath of fresh air. They played well, but they still lost the game of football. And ultimately, that's what Gareth said. You know, they've still lost. So sometimes it's those small margins, that little bit of individual what can win a football match. It could be a restart, but you know, for us, it's for me to make sure this group understands and is adaptable to win football matches in all different ways. But ultimately, we want to play a certain way. But like I said, football matches are won in so many different ways.
Of course, yeah, and while we're on the subject of England, obviously as someone you've changed from 3 at the back to 4 at the back in certain weeks. What did you make of the system last night? It was fresh for the English, wasn't it?
It wasn't, because if you look back at all England's success, and what do you measure success with? Well, I'd say Bobby Robson, I'd say Terry Venables. What system did they all play?
3 at the back.
There you go.
And moving back onto Grimsby, then you mentioned you mentioned a couple of injuries. I'm not going to ask you to name who, but are they expected to just be this weekend, or is it?
Yeah, I'd imagine they'll just miss out for this weekend. Yes.
Of course, yeah. And I believe, according to reports in the Midlands, you sent a mission to Tamworth.
I saw that.
Is there anything to follow up on that, or was it?
No. Listen, we're putting. We've presented something to the board where two things are going to be key for us moving forward to become an established football league club. That's recruitment and development. 2 key words. With regard to recruitment, we've put a strategy in place in terms of where we can maximise our recruitment with the resources we've got. So. We're excited by it, and I suppose that was part of us in our recruitment, that we're at certain games, but to the scout, we go to a lot of games.
Of course, yeah, and in this case, obviously the name that was pointed out was Danny Newton.
Danny Newton.
And is that a case of being too early to mention particular names, or is it a case of you've got a list of players and you get around to look at them?
No, you know, I know Danny, we tried to sign Danny at Solihull, but Danny's not one of the players we're looking at for Grimsby Town.